Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. Today, I'll be ranking the Team Hero bosses from worst to best. Let's get into it. Keep this in mind, some of them might be repeated in the Team Dark video, bosses video. These are the Team Hero bosses ranked from worst to best in Sonic Adventure 2. And starting dead last, number 8, Knuckles vs. Rouge. Yeah, the character battles in this game isn't the greatest. And this one's honestly the worst. I mean, Knuckles and Root, this is the first time they're fighting, officially, and it's not great. I mean, it feels too big, it's hard to land hits, and honestly, and you barely get enough time to get hits before your opponent does. Honestly, Rouge, you make it so much hard for me as playing as Knuckles to hit you. That's pretty much all I got to say about this. It's honestly the worst boss in the game. Number 7, Tails vs. Eggman, Phase 1. Yeah, I'm pretty much splitting both of these bosses into two separate parts because one is slightly better than the other. And this one isn't great. I mean, you pretty much just spam one button throughout the whole boss, just hitting Eggman multiple times. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. It pretty much ends in about 30 seconds. It sucks. But at least it's not frustratingly hard like the Knuckles and Rouge fight. Number 6, Tails vs. Eggman Phase 2. Yeah, I'm putting these two back to back, but with a rematch, at least it's got a little bit of difficulty. I mean, for one, they shoot off the lasers, and there's a bomb in the middle to try and give it a little bit more intensity. So that's pretty much the only good thing. But it's a lot more difficult, but not by much. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about this. Number 5, Bigfoot. With the last two entries that were pretty lame and somewhat difficult, this one is pretty lame and pretty pathetic. I mean, despite how much I was saying you have to wait until he lands to hit attacks, but you can actually hit the damn thing while it's airborne. That's a complete illogical BS. Honestly, all you do is just spam the homing attack button multiple times. That's pretty much it. It's pretty pathetic, but at least it's not harming anyone. Number 4, King Boom Boo. At least this one's got a little bit of creativity. I mean, using sunlight as his weakness, but honestly, it's not great either. I mean, for one, the guy can pretty much come after you if you're too close. At first, I found this horrendously difficult. I mean, I'm trying to get behind the guy, but he instantly turns around. There is a small trick that actually does work. You have to wait for him to land to breathe fire. I mean, how is a ghost breathe fire? No, I'm not. I'm thinking about this too much. But yeah, it's got some bit of creativity, but it's still not a great boss. And he's slightly annoying. I mean, this character comes out of nowhere, and after that, that's pretty much it. Hell, Knuckles pretty much said it best. What a hassle. Number 3, 8 Golem vs. Sonic. Yeah, this one is, like the last one, it's got bigger creativity, but at least it's not super difficult. I mean, all it does is pretty much try and hit you. Sometimes it can headbutt you, and it can sometimes swing its hands around to try and hit you. And all you have to do is try and get behind him and hit him at the bomb at the top of its head. It's not a bad boss, but at least it's got a somewhat bit of creativity. It's a good enough boss. Enough said. Number 2, Sonic vs. Shadow Phase 1. Honestly, before the fight, their iconic banter is just so funny. I found you, Faker. Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Huh, you're not good enough to be my fake. I'll make you eat those words. Yeah, it's pretty iconic. And all you pretty much do is spam the hit button multiple times, let him take down, but at least the setting good, and it segues to two pretty good levels. White Jungle be my favorite of the two of them. So yeah, at least it's got that going for it. But there's one boss battle from Team Hero Story that I love the most. I think you know what it is. And the number one best Team Hero boss is Sonic vs. Shadow Phase 2. I mean, no wonder it was parodied in Sonic Generations and its remaster from a slightly different perspective, but I'll get into more of that. Actually, nah, I'll leave it off hint. But overall, I love this. Generally, this fight is pretty iconic. I love the cinematography. The way they both use their powers is fantastic. And I love the way it's that's the ending for the entire story. In Team Heroes, at least. And honestly, the music just slaps. It just slaps. And I consider this the best Team Hero boss in this game. And the number one best. So that's my ranking of the Team Hero bosses. Yeah, there's not a lot, but it's good enough. In the next couple of hours, I'll be looking at the Team Dark levels from worst to best. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer, signing off.